Hello, this is Julie from Technique Tuesday, and today I'm going to show you how I made this fun masked candy jars image. I'm going to start with ink, sticky notes, scissors, paper cut to 5.5 by 4.25 inches, and my stamps. I'm using the jar from the Sweet as Candy set along with the candy and cookie stacks. To make the mask, I'm going to take my jar stamp and ink it up. And making sure that I stamp over the sticky part of the note, I will stamp my image. Once that's done, I'll cut it out as close to the lines as possible, even if that means sometimes I'm cutting down the middle of the line. That helps me avoid leaving white spaces between my stamped images. I could have used the matching dies to get closer to the edges initially, but it's not necessary, especially for an image that's fairly simple like this one. So I've cut my mask, and I'll stick it over here while I figure out how I want to arrange the jars. I used a piece of printer paper, folded into quarters, and decided where things should go, and a little bit about the order of operations, like what needs to go first and whatever. I wanted one in front and then a few more behind it and to the sides. As you can see, when I did my previous one, I added another jar in the back just to make it look a little better. I also made sure that I was arranging the jars so that they were on different levels to give it some depth, so they're not in a row, because for some reason it just makes it look funny. I know because I tried that first. Now I'll ink up my jar stamp and place it a little off center. I'll place my mask on top of it and then ink up again. The next one will be over to the left and up a bit. And I have a mask jar. I'll replace my mask on the new jar, ink up, and stamp another one a little bit further up. I'll go back to the first jar now, put the mask back down before inking up and stamping the fourth jar here on the right side. For the jar in back, I need to mask off the first jar as well as these two on either side of it. So I have more masks that I made for the previous project that I will stick over them. Here we go, I'll ink up again and stamp my fifth jar. Now I only need one mask for the next part. I'll retire the jar stamp for the moment and start with the chocolate, because when I have the opportunity to start with chocolate, I will. So I will try and scoot that pile of chocolates down as close to the bottom of the jar as I can. And there we go, jar of chocolates. I'll place my mask over this first jar again, and then go for the pile of candies in this one on the left. Once again, I'll try and get the pile as close to the bottom of the jar as I can, making sure to keep it just inside the jar on the left side. I have a pile of masked candies. The mask goes back on, and I'll stamp my lollipops in the jar on the right. Put them in upside down just because I would rather grab one of these by the handle personally. Get them close to the bottom, and there we go. I'll move the mask, and the last sweets to go in the jar are the cookies. Voila! I have a bunch of jars of candy. The one in back is covered up enough that I'm not worried about putting anything in it. For my piece here, I used my Zig Clean Color brush pens and a water brush to color the images. I'll put a link in the description to a video where I use this method to color some strawberries. I stamped these images using a waterproof ink, which this one is not, but on this one I could use colored pencils or Copics to color it instead. Thanks for watching, and I hope you saw something you can use in your next project.